So what's your first impression? What do you think so far?
Very organised.
It is very organized. Is there any particular label you want to look at?
Zonophone.
Zonophone. Christian, do we have any Zonophone? If we don't, then you're in big trouble, you know. This is just the end. This is the beginning and the end.
Zonophone.
There we go.
Z. Zonophone. Z-O-N-O-P-H-O. Zonophone. No? Zonophone.
Come on, Christian.
I've got
like
Zonophone records. I know it exists. I'm not making it up.
Not what I think. I'm curious about what it is.
You can go through it and see which ones are most interesting to you.
Well, they're all interesting. To be honest with you, you put a lovely selection in here. Oh my God! Now you're talking. Now you're talking my adolescence.
All right, Human League.
I love this. This is such a brilliant record. I mean, I love every single song on here. This is such a good record. This is one of the first records I had. Not the first record, but maybe about the fourth record I bought. I mean, it's such a good song, this. They were really, I mean, that was the thing, you know, it was, electronic music then was, I loved it back then. Oh, it's mad. Needs to be a bit louder this though.
Go right ahead. Do you still collect vinyl? You have your own vinyl collection?
I do. It's not as big as this one, obviously.
How big is yours?
I don't know. It's probably about. Yeah, it's about.
That's pretty decent. It's decent.
I'm not a proper collector. I mean, I'm not. I'd be lying if I said I was. This was one of the first records I owned. In fact, this was a record I owned before I got into pop music. I had this UNESCO collection, but I had a musical anthology of, I think it was West African music. Fantastic collection of records. I love the kind of sort of the histories that they of the origins of each piece of music.
I noticed you looked at all of the vinyls. You look at who plays on it, the details of every single track that we're listening to.
Yeah, but I love.
But this is something else.
I mean, this stuff I love because it's his history as well, and that's kind of, you know, if I wasn't messing around with music all the time, I would love to be being some kind of historian.
Like an anthropologist.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
You're a bit of a musical anthropologist.
Well, I mean, thank you very much.
So the UNESCO collection, so you had that kind of thing when you were younger. That must have been
that's
invaluable.
the sort of thing I used to get for Christmas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you be excited when you got that and you go, oh, okay,
no, not
I'll learn this?
No.
You're like, I wanted a Game Boy, but thanks, Mom and Dad, UNESCO collection. That's good too. It's paid off.
Clearly, it was very beneficial for me.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, but you can't necessarily judge a.
You can't judge a vinyl by its cover, but you can admire the cover.
That'll be good.
All right, got that one.
That'll be really good.
This will be good as well. Oh yeah, Orchestre Cara de Kinshasa. That one as well.
They all look good to me. Dr. Nico.
Now, do you know all these, or are you judging them by their cover?
Oh, yeah, of course I know all the records here.
That's why we're going to hire you. You know all of them.
Well, my dad managed the Soft Machine very briefly when they just started. The story that I always loved him to tell me as a kid growing up was the one where he took them down to the south of France. I think it was in Nice or Cannes, one of the two. And they set up a concert on the beach, facing the town, the sea behind them. And he went out in a little boat and he filled. It was something that would never be done now, and
Health and safety, they wouldn't let you do it now.
No. He basically doused the whole of the bay in petrol, and then when they went on, he lit it. That was
literal smoke on the water.
Yeah, I would play this for Kevin Ayres, who I knew a little bit. That's a lovely song. There we go.
That's nice. They sound modern for back then.
Yeah, I mean, I think it sounds completely. It's lasted. You know, I don't think it was a frivolous thing. I think it's I think it sounds. It makes more sense now to me than it did when I was a kid. That's for sure.
Do you have all of these?
Yeah. Oh, isn't that wonderful? So cool.
Yeah, that's a nice old cover.
Beautiful.
The Kinks.
Never has Muswell Hill looked so psychedelic.
Is that where that was taken, Muswell Hill?
Yeah, I bet you it's Muswell Hill. I mean, they never left Muswell Hill.
So what are we listening to next?
This is one of my, I mean, I love this period of English composers, the sort of early 20th century, because they just really celebrated that English folk, modal folk tradition. I mean, this is like the best ever example of that. It's just holding on one chord, and it's just, you know, it's a tone poem about a bird ascending and then 3 chords coming right at the top. If you want to know where I kind of get my, you know, this is where that English melancholy comes from. And it's a folk thing, it's a folk tradition. We always say, oh, your music sounds really melancholic, but it just sounds really English, I think. I'd like to hear some Michael Tippett.
Michael Tippett. Christian.
That would be Michael Tippett.
Michael Tippett.
Michael Tippett, Child of Our Time. So a bit of Ray Charles. We love Ray Charles, don't we?
Okay, cool.
Everybody loves Ray Charles. Now this record is this was kind of my introduction to hip hop, and I listened to it. It was on another day. Nothing has changed in all these years. I heard this after a night many years ago, and I was so hungover that we had to drive across Manhattan, and I opted to travel in the boot of the car.
I do that all the time as well.
You go in the boot of the car?
Yeah, I go in the boot of the car.
Well, this is like a
That's
boot
incredible.
of the car, not
That's
an
what I mean.
estate car. This is like
The boot of a car?
Boot, yes, well, I put myself in the boot of the car, and this record was playing.
Amazing.
So I went across Manhattan.
And you could literally feel the bass as well, because you were in the boot of the car.
In the fetal position. But and I shall play Excursions because it reminds me of that excursion, and it was also, you know, had a big effect on me when I listened to it.
I can imagine.
For many reasons.
In the days when I was a teenager, before I had status and before I had a pager, you can find the abstract. Listening to hip hop, my pops used to say it reminded him of bebop. I said, well, Daddy, don't you know that things go in cycles? Way that Bobby Brown is just amping like Michael. It's all expected. Things are for the looking.
Oh, well,
if
I
you
don't
got
know
the
this
money,
one.
the quest is for the
I don't know that.
Oh,
Dennis
yeah.
Pavel.
with the fly mode, still got room on the truck, load of black gold. Listen to the rhymes, get a mental picture of this black man, black woman picture. Why do I say that? Cause I gotta speak the truth, man.
This is one of the first musicals I was ever in, and I had to sing this.
You were in this musical. Wait,
Yeah.
you were in West Side Story.
Not in the original.
What was your role? Who did you play? Were you a shark or a jet?
I was a jet, and I sang G Officer Krupke. So I suppose would that make me? I don't know. I can't remember who I was. I know I sang that song though. It's here we go. G Officer Krupke. Da, 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 da.
Kindly Sergeant Krupke, you gotta understand, it's just our
You sung
bringing
this?
up key that gets us out of hand. Our mothers all are junkies, our fathers all are drunks. Golly Moses, naturally we're punks. Gee, Officer Krupke, we're very upset. We never had the love that every child ought to get. We ain't no delinquents, we're misunderstood. Deep down inside us there is good, there is good, there is good, there is good, there is untapped good. Back inside, the worst of us is good.
That's really interesting, though. I didn't know you were as into it as that you'd played in a lot of them. I mean, that explains a lot of your oeuvre, Damon. It really does.
Well, no. The thing is, I went to a really quite a rubbish comprehensive school, which is like a state school.
Yeah.
And there was nothing. I mean, it had nothing going except for a really great music department.
Okay.
So you know.
So you owe everything to your rubbish school.
Yeah. But I mean, without the music department, it would have been a sublimely rubbish school. No sis, this melody logically disturbed.
I'm disturbed, we're disturbed, we're disturbed, we're the most disturbed.
Now, this is someone I asked to sing with me, and she very, very nearly did. I mean, I loved
Dionne Warwick.
I mean, how can you not love that lady?
Dionne Warwick.
But no, she felt that the content of the song I wanted her to sing was a little against her sort of Christian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, principles. It was something on Demon Days. I think the fact that the album was called
called
Demon
yeah,
Days,
that
I
might
think
have.
that put her off. But I've spoken to her subsequently, and we did actually talk about the last time I spoke to her about doing a gospel record. All those spirituals and that gospel, so much unbelievable music in that tradition.
Well, I think she might come round to it, seeing as
The house
she might
is
know
not a
that.
home. You'll never get to walk or should we just listen to a
Yeah,
real
let's just listen to it.
classic? I love the way she always sang the songs quite straight, you know?
And I start to
Oh my God.
No unnecessary flourish.
No. Baccarat, not a bad songwriter.
it's
all right.
And I start to cry each time we meet.
Walk on by.
What a song.
Walk on
Amazing. Great. Well, thanks so much. Thanks so much. Been
Thank
really,
you. It's been
really
great.
nice.
Yeah, come back whenever you want.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm. Yes. What a lovely place.
Yeah, you can really come back whenever you want.
Have a look out for Zonophone.
Yeah, we'll have some Zonophone next time you come. Just for you.
walk on by. Don't stop. Walk on by. Don't stop. Walk on by. I just can't get over losing you and